I'm bored, so I'm going to show y'all how to make a latte at home for really cheap. Ignore the mess, but you're going to need some coffee, which costs however much your coffee freaking cost. A grinder, which this one's a pretty cheap one, costs like 50 bucks. Or you can get it at grinded at Starbucks, just a couple notches above espresso. An old jar. This is a jar of freaking moonshine and a little protein shaker ball, and a Moka press, which costs like 25 bucks, and then a coffee cup. Freshly ground coffee is always better, but if you don't have a grinder, like I said, you can get them to grind your coffee when you buy it from them over at Starbucks, about a couple steps above espresso. Since this is a cheap grinder, it won't actually grind as fine as them, so mine's going to go as fine as it can go. When you're putting the coffee into the brew pot, do not pack it in, just build a mound and then level it off. Yeah, I know my stove's a mess, but you're going to fill up this water, just barely touching the pressure valve, and then we're going to turn it on, kind of just barely touching it, just so we can get the water going a little bit. Now we're going to put the brew pot on top of here, and then we're going to twist this on. I need 2 hands for this. When you got the top twisted on, open up the lid and just turn the heat up just a little bit, so you're not sitting here waiting forever for the coffee to come through. The science of it is, as the water boils and steams, it's going to rise up through the coffee, and then it's going to come out through this valve, and you're going to get some good looking, not really espresso, but very strong coffee. And now we got some coffee going. We're going to turn this off when it starts spitting. Right there. And that's your, not really espresso, but really strong coffee that we're going to put inside the cup, and then the milk. Now we can get to the process of making the milk to actually make it a latte. Just get some milk, put it in a jar, put it in your microwave. Try not to make too much noise like I'm gonna with one hand. Put it in there, get it going. About every 30 seconds, give it a small stir so you don't build up like a weird protein film, and you don't scorch any part of the milk. You definitely do not want that. Stir, stir, stir. Put it back in. Another 30 seconds. You're going to keep going until you see some steam coming out through the top here. You don't want to go too much further than that because you don't want to scorch your milk. Not only does it just not taste good, but, well, it just doesn't taste good. So don't go too much further than this. Now you're going to put this little protein shaker ball into here. You're going to close up the lid. And you're going to give it a pretty good shake. That's my dog. And here, after a little bit, you should get some really frothy milk to put in. Frothy milk. So now we got the coffee in here. Now we're going to pour in the milk. And there you go. Got yourself a latte made at home. And now we have our latte. And because we didn't overheat the milk like they do at Starbucks and McDonald's and all that, you can actually drink it immediately.